He just looked different out there tonight, as Gradey Dick may have had his breakout performance for the Toronto Raptors. Now, this development, this opportunity for young players, all these types of things are coming at a price, specifically for the mental health of Toronto Raptors fans, as we are setting ourselves up for probably the worst stretch of Toronto Raptors basketball in the team's history. And, we've watched the Bargnani era, we've watched plenty of eras of Toronto Raptors basketball, but maybe I'm overreacting, but that game that the Raptors just played against New Orleans Pelicans was just horrible. It was brutal. The team had no heart, got smoked. Brandon Ingram looked like he was playing against a bunch of high schoolers, coming out there just shooting over everybody. Everyone on that Pelicans team had full and utter confidence that they were going to make every shot, they were going to score at will, take the shots that they were like to take, and have a bit fun doing it. And the Toronto Raptors did not have fun, with the exception of Gradey Dick. But you know what? Even though the Raptors are losing, there's a lot of people joining this tank wave right now, jumping on the old Toronto Raptors tank for 2024, trying to keep that draft pick. That's right, the dead dinosaurs are there. I'm pulling it up again. I'm pulling up the graphic. How I feel right now is like those dinos that are dead in the Toronto desert right now, because we are tanking. This team, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They tease me every now and then. I sort of alluded to it in yesterday's post-game reaction, whatever I want to call it, to these vids here now at this point. But basically, I thought this team is going to win some games, or at least be closer. Maybe have more games like that OKC game, with Jakob in lineup, with the actual center, but no. The losses of Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, they're too devastating, and you can't have hope. And maybe this team will turn things around. Maybe it's a tough night on the road, back-to-back, on the West Coast, sure. There's excuses, but that right there that we just watched with the Toronto Raptors was horrible. It was brutal. It was bad. But we're sticking with the positives because, one, we are closer and closer to keeping our draft pick for this season. Heck, the way things are going, we might get number one. Those odds might increase. We'll pass the Trailblazers. We'll pass the Hornets. We'll do it all, and we'll get one of those top draft picks. But with all losses come some silver linings. Oh, dark clouds, there's some silver linings. And tonight, Gradey Dick was that silver lining. Because in this game, 22 points for Gradey, 4 of 8 from the three-point line, 9 of 16 from the field. And yes, it's good to see Gradey Dick knock down his shots. But frankly, what encouraged me more about Gradey Dick's performance in this one tonight is when his shots are going down, because I said this a bunch about Gradey Dick over the course of his Toronto Raptors tenure, because he hasn't been good shooting the basketball that much over his Toronto years tenure, even though we know he's a three-point specialist, we know he can knock it down, but he's doing all the little things really well. He seems to have a real good knack for cutting. When he's out there on the court, he's making some good reads. If players are overplaying him on that denied position, don't want him to catch the ball around the three-point line, he can backdoor pretty well. The teammates can hit him. There were a couple times where he got hit on some backdoor passes. One time he absolutely sold the layup, but had a gorgeous cut. A couple times as well, just moves into open space, Gradey Dick does, and gets himself some open looks. And it surprises me on some nights where, against the Pelicans here in this one, he's able to move into that space, because guys like Mac Thomas, guys like that are three-point specialists coming into the NBA, we know they can shoot. We know in an open gym, they're just not going to miss. You get them in front of those shooting machines, they can hit 100 in a row. But in an NBA game, getting their open shots and be able to hit them at a fast pace, that's the real question mark. And Gradey Dick, from the eye test, again, the cutting I think is strong, and the way he moves into open space is pretty elite as well. There were a couple times as well. Scottie Barnes, again, is one of those star players that has been raved and talked about for his high sort of basketball IQ. His vision is able to sort of, hit open guys out there on the offense when the defense is locked in on him. There were a couple times where I thought Gradey Dick would just navigate it really well to different corners, different spots, and didn't get hit by Scottie Barnes. So honestly, this could have been a 30 piece from Gradey Dick if he got a few more of those open touches. But that's the thing I'm most encouraged about, because one, he's hitting the shots, and two, he's getting the looks he wants to see, and he's confident. Gradey Dick that's confident, firing it up. Obviously, he's going to miss a few. Guys like JJ Redick, these types of three-point snipers, again, they take those looks. I don't want to compare him to Ray Allen or Reggie Miller here now at this point, but they take some looks. Sometimes they're ill-advised, but you like him being confident with that quick trigger from behind the three-point line. But the way he moved into space, the way he hit a few of them, and the confidence that he showed in tonight's game is very encouraging. And then all the little things that we've been raving about, they get amplified, right? Because your average three-point shooter, when they're making threes, again, it's, what is it? 12 points per game, 10, 12. That's what you're getting from your average, just dedicated three-point shooter. But then if Gradey Dick's getting a few layups off of some cuts, he made some nice dribble drives in this as well. You're going to get these 22 point per night outings, which is huge, right? That's the type of thing. That's why Gradey Dick was drafted in the lottery, because, again, he's a three-point sniper. He can knock down those shots. And the percentages haven't been that great this season, but he can do kind of the little things out there. He's not horrible in those sort of other aspects of the basketball game. So that's what really had me encouraged about this game tonight. And again, these types of games is a silver lining on the dark clouds of these Toronto Raptors performances, because the Raptors did not look good in this game. And frankly, RJ Barrett not being in the lineup is a huge blow for this team. Gary Trent Jr. also went down with some back spasms or a back issue, I believe, in this one. So it's a tough game. It's a tough game for the Toronto Raptors. Again, I would have liked to see Darko Rajovic play some of the guys a little bit more down the stretch. I mean, Scotty Barnes, Emmanuel Quickley, they need reps, man. The same way Gradey Dick needs reps. They need reps more than a Dennis Schroeder, than a Garrett Temple, than a McDaniels. Like, I get that you want to play everyone that's on your team, but, man, this team is sorry right now. This team is bad. McDaniels out there at the end of this game was not looking good. The one thing I also want to say, and I'll have it in a video tomorrow, I might, we'll see when it goes up, but it looks like Chris Boucher is going to get dealt ahead of this trade deadline. He's had a couple of coaches' decision DNPs. He's a player that we know is an NBA rotation piece. Showed at the end of this game. This might be the last time we've ever seen Chris Boucher in a Raptors jersey. So that sucks to see, because, again, I'm a Chris Boucher fan, but hopefully we can get something back for Chris Boucher if he ends up getting dealt. I don't really know, but frankly, again, I'm spamming this animation. I'm cooking up a bunch more of these new graphics here now at this point, but the Toronto Raptors, we are a sorry team. The Toronto Tank 2024 is real, and we'll just see how it goes. Am I that devastated? Again, to put my most frustrated part of this is it's my job to watch these Raps games, cover the view. It's the funnest job out there, but it's not going to be fun sitting through these Raptors games here now at this point for the rest of the season, but we'll find a way to make it fun. That's the only thing I'm sad about, because I know that the Raptors fans, we need patience here now at this point. This team is developing, we're shaking things up, and I'm hoping at least these disheartening, this unpassionate sort of performance, especially from our top guys, especially from players that are out there on the court, getting rotation minutes. I want to see this sort of go away. I don't care if we lose every game for the rest of the season, but this just horrible, bad habit picking up, lack of energy, letting the New Orleans Pelicans walk all over you. I mean, it was disrespectful. The moments of this game where the Toronto Raptors are just inbound. There was like 3 inbounds on this in this game where the Toronto Raptors just inbounded it to the other team. Just inbounded straight to the New Orleans Pelicans. Jose Alvarado stealing the basketball. Just random steals from this team. That just can't happen. Letting Brandon Ingram come down and just hit these dumb shots on you. I mean, man up, guard up. Don't let him shoot the 3. Take a layup or something if you want to, but don't let him just cook you right in your eyes every single possession from behind the 3-point line when he's making everything. I mean, how many points did Brandon Ingram have in this one? Zion had 16. Brandon Ingram had 41, a plus 37 for this game. Goodness gracious. CJ McCollum had an easy 20. And yeah, this Raptors team is sorry, man. This team is sorry right now. If a trade happens, I won't mind picking up Dyson Daniels. I know it's didn't have the craziest game, but he's a good facilitator. He's a really good defender. He's really long. Watching him play, he's a guy I'd like to see just be on the Toronto Raptors here now at some point. Another little point forward for this Raptors group, but I don't want to see these types of games, because this is bad habits going to get built. This is stuff that ruins an organization for a long time to come. You become the Pistons if you have too many games like this. So it is what it is. Gradey Dick was a bright spot in this one. The rest of the team, again, I want to see Wara get a little bit more run. 23 minutes in this game, 3 turnovers. That's rough. But, I think a lot of changes are coming. I'm not sure when the next Toronto Raptors game is, but if it's today's Monday, so probably coming up in the next, before the trade deadline. But wouldn't be shocked if this is Boucher's last time proper in a Raptors uniform. Obviously, we're closer to Boucher than we are Brown, even like a Schroeder or something like that. But rough stuff. rough stuff for the Toronto Raptors. But let me know what you guys think about this Toronto Raptors news. You guys are the best to make it this far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'm signing out. Cheers.